All right. Going to get started shortly. Excited for the week, except for GBP JPY pissed me off yesterday, but we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that when I get to that part of the analysis. Ooh. All right, so glad to know that my volume is on. Don't want to be like last analysis where I didn't have my volume on. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the DXY. So glad that I decided not to get into any other trades with the DXY because, as I was saying on my Sunday analysis, I really did want to see at that point the DXY continue to go bullish, right? It was chilling at the supply zone for a couple of days, had me worried, thinking that it was going to push to the downside. But it didn't do that, and it continued going bullish. So right now, currently, it's at this zone where it previously made its higher high on the daily time frame, right? At least from this current bullish run, right? And so I'm at this point, I just gotta wait and see what the DXY does. You know, I do believe that it's going to continue going bullish, so that is a plus. You know, that is a plus, but overall, still gotta wait. Hold on, I deleted the wrong thing. That's why I wanted to delete. All right, so why is this taking so long to delete? There you go. So gonna wait and see what pricing does. If it does indeed do something like a fake out, then come back down, then I'll look for the retracement to continue taking price to the downside. But I don't think the US dollar is going to keep falling. I think that the US dollar is now in a bullish uptrend, so gonna have to wait and be patient with any USD pairs at this point. Like, quite honestly, I can't just try to get into a sell right here because, like, oh, the DXY is at this zone that is respected before it's possibly gonna fall down. No, that's not the way how I do things. Let me full screen this. Sorry, my throat is itchy, man. I am sorry. So, despite that, yeah, I want to see what price is going to do at this zone because this is a tricky zone. As you can see, in the past, it has rejected this zone before before ultimately going bullish and then coming back down to it. So this is a critical zone that we're at right now, right? I would advise not trying to take any trades off of it because, as you can see, the price is just looking bullish on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour time frame, it's looking very much bullish. So don't even try to get into anything. I have to go to the weekly time frame at this point to see what we really have. I mean, you can look at it from this point of view as well, from this high to this low. We can see that price is like in a crucial zone. It's in a very crucial zone from this high to this low, right? But like I've been saying, I believe that we are in an uptrend after price did really break through this previous lower high. Didn't get a retracement down to this low, like how I said. If it's gonna break out, then it'll break out like that. But, you know, since that didn't happen, I'm just gonna have to say that I think that it's gonna keep going bullish. So, I mean, you know, been talking about the DXY on arbitrage for quite some time now. Even on, I believe it was on my analysis, I said, oh, I see that this is the bullish candle right here. I'm not gonna necessarily get into this, but I'm not gonna try to trade the DXY, right? 1 hour time frame has been bullish, but I would not have gotten into any opportunities in that. Daily time frame, like I had mentioned, the third deviation and second deviation, they were starting to point up, so it looked like price wanted to still continue going bullish. And weekly time frame, it still has some way before coming up to like 94.400 or 94.350, right? So overall, very much still bullish on the DXY. Don't try to sell it. I wouldn't, or anything like that. Going over to Euro USD, same thing. It's at this crucial zone where it could definitely bounce off of it, keep going bullish, but I would not try to get into that type of trade or anything like that. I'm gonna go into the 4 hour time frame. So there was this zone that was down here that I was saying that, hey, you want to watch out for this demand zone because price could potentially just like go bullish from there. But price ended up breaking through it, coming back in and consolidating for a while, and then ended up dropping some more, right? So again, with same thing as EU, I'm still in this sell. Where is it at? Or I had shown the sell on Sunday. I'm still in this sell and I'm still gonna hold it. I don't think that it's necessarily a good idea to try to buy this down here. And I'm pretty sure there's people that will, because again, they see that, oh, this is a major zone that EU has yet to break. Like, it's breaking through it twice, but didn't necessarily stay down there. So this is a zone that price could really go bullish at. But like I said, me personally, I'm not going for it. I'd rather just wait and see what's gonna happen. I've taken about 60% of my position that I sold on EU. So I'm still holding this though. I'm still holding this trade because again, all I see is this continuing to fall. At this point, there's nothing on the 1 hour, 4 hour, or daily time frame, or none of that that's telling me, oh, go ahead and buy this. Everything is still pointing towards the sells. 1 hour time frame on arbitrage has been bearish. 4 hour called for the sells. At 12, like at 12 on the 27th. Daily time frame, very much bearish. It is at the second deviation and it's looking like it might reject it, but still not going to try to buy it. And daily time frame, very close to basically is take profit, right? So from this sell, although I didn't get the retracement, this is where I'd be looking to take most of my profit. So, but again, I'm not going to try to sell this right now. I mean, buy this right now. This is like very risky. There's nothing that's really telling me to try to buy it. Once I get those confirmations, then it'd be a different story. But until then, yeah. AUD/USD. All right, so it looks like AUD/USD is flowing more with the US dollar than it is with the Australian dollar, right? I mean, let's go take a look at the AXY real quick before I even start. No, AXY looks pretty bearish too. No, yesterday's candle was pretty bullish, no cap. But all right, let's go back to AU. So AU, we had some pretty decent bullish movement yesterday, but then the past couple of hours has been, well, not past couple, like since 1 a.m. price has been very bearish, and you know, I think it's just gonna follow what the DXY is doing, and I'm not so certain about this setup anymore, about what I had drawn over here. Not crazy over it at this point, because the DXY looks like it's going to keep going bullish, and the past two candlesticks on this are very bearish candles on the 4-hour time frame. So let me go ahead and actually see what I had. So I had that fib retracement, yep, going bullish possibly, and then dropping. That might not happen. Okay, so I had said that I wanted to see price come down to 0.72140. I never got my entry, and price ended up going bullish, and that's okay. I don't think that I'm going to try to sell this. I'm going to try to buy this anymore, quite honestly. It doesn't look that great to me for a buy. And again, especially because the DXY is looking like it wants to go bearish. That's another reason why I really don't want to try to buy this, you know? Let me fix this camera up a little. There we go. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Oh, no problem, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for hopping on. But I really don't want to try and take this buy on AUD/USD any longer, especially the way how price dropped. Yeah, definitely this looks more like a sell for me than anything, and I don't have this, and I don't have a straight sell set up for AU at this point. Like, all I was really looking for was buys, so at this point I'm gonna have to wait, maybe on the lower time frames I did at one point in time. So like, let's see. No, not even on here. I mean, I see a double top potential or whatever right here, or price holding at this little zone, but other than that, I would not have gone into this, you know. I'm going over to the arbitrage real quick. Yeah, it was very much consolidated on the 1 hour, so the 1 hour looks terrible. The 4-hour time frame was calling for buys, but I wasn't feeling the buys either. So again, it looks like that this thing is just gonna keep going bearish. I remember that it called this sell, and I was like, it's rejecting off of this thing. I don't want to try to buy this when it's rejecting off of the RSI line. And then weekly time frame, I mean, I've been talking about this weekly time frame for the past how many weeks now, so it's like, so we didn't get the retracement on AU, and it's all right. Again, I was looking for it, but I didn't execute on it because I didn't like what it was doing. So take that off. All right, UCHF. All right, UCHF. It definitely did not come to my entry that I wanted overall, and it's still and it continued going bullish. It's all right though, because like I say, one of these 3 fib zones is where I usually look for buys. If I have these, If I have these marked up, I could have gotten one entry right here, another entry here, another entry here. And if these two entries don't hit, I have at least one running in profit, you know? But it's all right though. It's totally fine. I'm totally fine with that. So right now, what I'm really going to be looking for on UCHF is for it to continue going and making higher highs, quite honestly. I do know, however, that from this drop that it made, if it holds here, and I don't know why this isn't continuing to make higher highs when the DXY is. It's kind of interesting. Even on the 4-hour time frame, like it's kind of interesting. Hold on, let me see something real quick. DXY is starting to reject over here. I might take 10 more percent on my EU trade. So yeah, UCHF definitely interested to see what it's gonna do with this zone right here. But I'm not necessarily trying to sell it, right? If it does come up to like 0.9300 and it rejects or something like that, then maybe I will look to sell it. But I'm not going to sell it where it's currently at right here, especially after, I mean, it kind of looks like it just went to the upside to grab some liquidity and possibly drop. So I'm going to wait and see, but regardless, I'm going to wait and see what UCHF is going to do, right? Going on over to the daily time frame, let me see if I have this drawn out. No, I don't. I do understand that from this high to this low of UCHF, it did just literally reject off of the 71% and then dropped, and then it's retracing. So I do know that those are signs that this could potentially drop for sure on the daily time frame wise, right? Let me go ahead and get rid of this real quick. I mean, because from this drop, it's not a small drop, but this is making higher highs. It's made a low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, but then it broke structure. And then this could be the high, and then it's gonna go make a low. That's the one thing that I'm really concerned about with UCHF right now, is that right now it is at a spot where it could potentially drop. But based off of the DXY, I don't think that it is. I'm just gonna keep it player like that. I don't think that it is, especially based off of the influence of the DXY as it's making higher highs on the 1 hour time frame. It's just weird to me that this isn't making higher highs on the 1 hour time frame either. All right, so 1 hour time frame over here, been calling for a buy, but I would not have gone into that, no cap. 4 hour time frame, it's rejecting off of this 4 hour upper danger zone. So that's another thing that I'm watching for. I'm just like, okay, there are things that are stacking against UCHF for me to try to sell it. Daily time frame still rejecting off of this third deviation right here. On the weekly time frame, well, it makes sense. It makes sense, right? There's a lot of things that even on like just indicator wise, that are saying that okay, this might be a spot where UCHF needs to chill at, right? So that's why I've even been trying to trade UCHF. I'm like, okay, basically all of these are all overextended for, well, not overextended because this could still continue going bullish, right? But UCHF is just not in a good place for me to try to buy it. Even on technical analysis, it's not. So I'm gonna wait and see what UCHF does. If it continues to go bullish, then I'm all for it. Like, I'd rather it go bullish, but at this point, like I said, I can't really necessarily get into anything for it. Yeah, even off of this 30-minute time frame, I wouldn't be able to get into anything right here. All right, S&P. So for the groups that I had sent this trade into, I don't know why I even tried to get into a buy. I'm glad I got out very early. I took a $16 loss, and that $16 loss could have ended up being a $300 loss. So I'm totally fine with that. Like, I got out immediately after I started seeing this price action over here. I'm like, price is not looking great. It looks like this wants to keep falling. It rejected, and especially how it rejected off of here. I don't know why I was trying to buy it, right? I knew that it was at a swing area where it could definitely start to sell. I don't know why I didn't call the sell up here, but you know, it happens. We were able to take the buy up, so it's okay. But anyways, like what it's doing though, because what I would want to see on UCHF overall, or not UCHF, sorry, S&P overall, is I would love for it to come back down over to like around 4,377 area, right? And if it gets to that area, then I'll be looking to see what the price action is looking like on the smaller time frames for me to get into a potential buy. Right? That's what I'm looking for, because this fib move right here is where the first entry was, where price had gone bullish, right? So now I'm just trying to see the same thing happen over here. So from this bullish move, the retracement, and again, it's gonna be a lot. I would say heavily dependent on how fast it gets down here overall, right? If it gets down there a little too fast, like let's say that it gets down there like with one more candle, because this has 1 hour and 34 minutes left until it closes, so I would say 2 more candles. If it gave 2 more candles and it's like not even 2 more, no, if it gave 1 more candle like this, like if it gave a candle like this and it dropped down to over here, I would be a little skeptical. But overall, I'm going to create this alert for S&P. This is what I'm going to be looking out for a potential buy. But again, this zone that it just literally bounced off of, it could be, it's like, again, let me pull it back up. Ooh, what did I have? Yeah, never mind. Let me go ahead and put this as yellow. Yeah, this fib, the yellow fib, that's for the higher time frame. And so it's like it literally bounced off of that 71%. So you got to be careful with that, because again, that, I don't know why I didn't sell that. That was a perfect sell opportunity right there. Well, it's because I'm more bullish on these indices than bearish, but at the same time, they are pretty much overextended. This was the even larger time frame fib, or this was the bullish. This was the larger time frame bullish move. So I'm still gonna keep this as yellow. Long position. Yeah, so this was a long position right here. This was a long position, but I ended up getting a super early, and I'm like I said, it took a $16 loss. It could have been a $300 loss, so I'm glad I got out. So I'll get rid of that. What's this fib retracement? I don't know why I have 2 of those. All right, so that is for S&P. Let's go on over to the Dow Jones. Same thing with the Dow Jones. It literally bounced off of here. It showed me twice that it was gonna drop. It showed me the first time right here, then it showed me the second time right here that it was gonna drop. So I'm just like, yo, why don't you pay attention to stuff like that? However, I do know that on a lower time frame, but I'm not gonna play this probably. That price can literally redirect to where it's at and go bullish, right? Right now it's currently at 34,690, which is it bounced off of the 78.6% fib right here, and it could go bullish. It really could go bullish. However, again, just like, I mean, I don't like how this has moved so little. It's moved quite a bit compared to this. I mean, compared to the S&P, it doesn't look like it's moved a lot. And I think I'd already drawn it out that I wanted to see something like what I had talked about with the S&P. Nope, not that. That was the previous move. So let me delete that. This was the big time frame move. So let me go ahead and make this yellow, and then I'm gonna hide it. What fib is that? Oops. Did I just delete that? Or did I? Yeah. Alright, anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this fib because I need it. That zone is going to stay there. What I was trying to say was that I would have wanted to see something like this for US 30. But the way how like I said, it hasn't moved quite as much as it has definitely not moved quite as much as the S&P has, which makes me think, if this hasn't moved just as much as the S&P has, and it's holding at this smaller time frame fib, is the S&P gonna just go? Is the S&P gonna try to drop a little lower before trying to go bullish ultimately? I mean, for all we know, the S&P could really just like be at this fib from this low to this high, and then trying to go bullish, right? But I'm not talking. But anyways, sticking to this. Yeah, I would kind of want to see these lower prices on US 30 before I try to buy it. Quite honestly, like I would feel more comfortable doing that, especially how it just bounced off again. How it just bounced off of that supply zone. No, thank you. On trying to rush into a buy. And so if it takes off without me, it takes off without me, and I'm totally fine with that, you know. So, gonna go ahead and go on over to back to S&P and look at the arbitrage real quick. Weekly time frame very much bullish. Daily time frame, I had shown this in some chats yesterday. I'm like, yo, it's rejecting off of this RSI line, called for a sell over here. It's not that safe for me to try to get into a buy. It did call for a buy, and it's currently rejecting off of the lower danger zone right here. So that's something, like I mentioned, if you want to try to go for that buy, now would be a time, but just be careful with them, because it could be a buy from, like, you know, sometimes, I don't know how many times someone's heard me say this, but from where price had actually broken from the previous like, if from the previous structure point, the retracement from on that bullish candle sometimes will be where price ends up taking off of, and you know that might be what the case scenario is for S&P. So arbitrage users, if I were you, and I'll talk about this in the chat, I would. Did I send it? I don't think I sent this out to the arbitrage channel, did I? Don't think I did, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now just to make sure. But anyways, arbitrage users, I would recommend placing a long exit all alert and creating it to see what happens if you're gonna attempt to try to trade this. Because if I were to attempt it, it would be right here, right now. And same thing with US 30, it'd be right there, right then and there. My stop loss would probably be at 4,365 or something like that, or just wait for the alert to set, and then that's when I'll get out. Dow Jones called for the buy right there. 1 hour time frame, the take profit for the sell is hit, and that's where it's currently holding. And again, it could be holding right here at this fib zone. If I were to try to buy it, it would be now, and my stop loss would be at 34,572. I actually might take this just because I was able to get out of S&P yesterday. And if it breaks below these lows, like if it comes any lower than 34,658, I'm gonna anticipate, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna keep dropping, and then I'm probably gonna get out early anyways. But the 4 hour time frame, very much still bullish. Daily time frame, rejected off of that RSI line, but I mean, at this point, like I said, it will be a risky move. I'm probably gonna risk like 0.25%, maybe 0.3% of my account, because it is a riskier move, especially off of the way how the weekly is looking. So we'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to shoot my shot on it, quite honestly. So this played out, but not when I wanted it to. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna shoot my shot on one of those. I'm gonna keep it green for both of them. I'm shooting my shot on one of those. USD Mexican, I was no longer in it. All right, let's see what tacos has. All right, so I had drawn out. Oops, sorry. I had drawn out on tacos that I'm like, okay, so I'm still a little leery about this supply zone, right? That USDMXN had previously previously dropped from the retracement, right? And so the 4-hour time frame is not showing me any favors of whatsoever of it potentially trying to keep going bullish. It looks like it just wanted to come up to this supply zone. It almost hit the 71% fit, but it didn't. And now this big bearish engulfing candle makes me think that, oh, this wants to start to turn around, right? But we'll see what happens with the USDMXN. I'm still not, like I said, the trade that I gone in when it went bullish, it was pretty damn solid. Now I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. Like, I don't want to have to trade this again and lose what I had made with this, you know? Just keep it in short and simple on that. Yeah, this move right here. Wait, did I? Oh, I did talk about this move on Sunday, I think. Yeah, I did talk about price coming down here, then going bullish. Yeah. Damn. Oh well. I was able to profit off of USDMXN multiple times last week, so I'm okay with missing any kind of moves right now. But this did play out right here. Yeah. Want to see what this is going to do for sure. Remove drawings. Daily time frame. Okay, this might actually start going bullish. Who knows? But we would have to wait for the day. I would not trade off of the daily time frame though. And the weekly time frame, hey, we might start finally seeing some bullish movement on the weekly. So we'll see what happens with USDMXN, but I'm gonna be patient with it. Okay. Goldilocks making lower lows. Goldilocks making lower lows, right? So right now, still waiting to see what gold is gonna do at this zone, right? Still have this huge demand zone that I'm waiting to see if gold is gonna go bullish from. I wanted to see it come to I want to see it come down to 1722 and start to give me some price action that's gonna be like, okay, yes, this is gonna turn around. Because again, that is a huge wick down here. That is, ooh, what am I drawing here? Sorry, forgot that I still had that out. Yeah, so this is a huge wick down here, and I mean, I don't know how many times I've said this now. Oh, I guess I didn't draw that out. All there is money down here. All there is huge liquidity grab. I feel like this wick is gonna get filled up rather than this bullish move play out. I honestly feel like it's too obvious of a zone for price not to come and grab some liquidity before it even tries to go bullish. So either A, I need to come see some good price action over here at 1722 to make me want to go bullish, or B, price is going to come down here. And again, there's equal lows right here, there's equal highs up here, but I don't know. I'm being so patient on gold. Like, again, was able to profit off of it very nicely. Don't want my profits to be taken away just because I want to try to get into a trade early just because I'm feeling it, because there's no indications other than, oh, this is a swing opportunity area. There's nothing telling me to try to buy this right now. So I'm gonna be patient on gold. Weekly time frame arbitrage trying to call for a sell, but this is starting to get ugly, so gonna have to stay away from that. Daily time frame, it called for this sell, retraced up to the RSI line and then fell. 4-hour time frame, it's been calling for this sell. I was saying that, okay, that's something that makes me not want to try to sell it, and the 1-hour time frame looked very sloppy. But overall, yeah, that's why I stayed away, because there's a lot of things that are just telling me that gold is gonna keep falling, you know. And I'm not trying to just jump in here right here, and then oh, I get a small push up, but then price ends up falling. So there's a lot of moves that have already played out, kind of. I mean, even off of this, the only time I would have been able to try to get into a sell is like, oh, I see this drop right here, the retracement, boom, get into a sell. But it's okay. Wasn't paying attention to it, and that's totally fine. I want this to continue falling until 1723. All right, Bitcoin. So I had talked about this. Wait, let me see something real quick. I have so much stuff on here. You guys see how much stuff I have on this Bitcoin chart? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Yeah, so I had talked about this price, well, before, for the weekend, because I did my analysis on Friday. I was saying that, okay, so price could definitely potentially come down to this 41,500 area before going bullish, right? And it ended up coming down even lower than that. Almost took, I mean, I'm pretty sure people's stop loss got taken out. That's the reason, more of the reason why I didn't even try to buy this. But price ended up going bullish, and I actually had a settlement order over here at 43,883, and Next Wave students know that I was talking about this like all weekend, basically. Well, those who had contacted me personally, at least. And so I was saying that, yo, this looks like it's going to end up dropping, because again, from this drop, the Fibonacci retracement, it lined up pretty nicely. And I'm going to have to come back later and really clean up this chart, because I have a lot of things that are hidden. And it's kind of like cringy to me. So price came down to this zone where I usually say, hey, this is a zone that you always want to watch out, that 23.6, because that's a place where price could end up turning around. And from this bullish move, quite indeed, this is a place where Bitcoin can go bullish from, right at this 41,823 area. So I personally do not have a bullish bias on Bitcoin. I'm in a sell, and price had dropped down a total of 2,351 pips, and I have double positions at that. So I'm gonna probably either just like take partial profits on one of the positions, because I don't like it when, I mean, this looks like it's just gonna fall to me. I said yesterday that, oh, if price holds at this zone, then it's gonna probably go back to entry. So I'm gonna wait until it breaks it before I move my stop loss to break even. And then it broke, retested it, and then continued falling. So, I mean, I think that it's gonna keep making, like I said, I think it's gonna keep making lower lows. And again, 36,157, like around that 36,100 area. That's somewhere that I'm really having my eyes on, because I want to see that, yo, maybe this is where price is going to go bullish at, on a long-term basis. Although, on the higher time frames, you guys know I'm very much still kind of not feeling the supply zone, how price rejected off of it, and it's just going bearish from it. Like, I'm not feeling that at all. That makes me just think that this is going to fall down. But, maybe I'll do a separate video like how I did back in May about cryptos and all that stuff, where I'm like, look, this is just what I'm looking at for this list of cryptocurrency, and I'll provide that to the Next Wave students. Maybe I'll do that. I'm not too sure. Still thinking about it, but yeah, this is kind of showing me. And then, oh, let's look at the weekly time frame, because we had a weekly candle close. This weekly candle is, I mean, there's a big long wick to it, but it's bearish, and it has a big body to it as well. So that's not a good sign. And the total drop was about 16%, right? But then price ended up closing at 8%, at an 8% loss, right? So it's nothing too crazy. I mean, if the S&P and the Dow Jones do that, then the world will be going crazy. I mean, the US be going crazy, but I'm still, like I said, I'm pretty much still bearish on this. I'm still gonna hold this sell that I'm in, and let's see what happens, you know. Like I said, I'm probably gonna end up just taking some partial profits from this entry right here, because I have an entry that's up here as well. But off of this second, I mean, this is my first entry. This is technically my second entry. I had gone in right here, and I said, I'm just, once price came down here, I'm like, I'm just gonna take my profits and let my top 2 entries ride, because I like those better. And we'll see what happens, right? But if price ends up coming down back to these lows, then I think Bitcoin's definitely gonna hit my take profit. Arbitrage, 1 hour time frame, I called for the sell, retrace, continue down to the downside. 4 hour time frame, I was, like I said, I was so iffy on this. That's why I was saying that. No, I'm not really trying to look for the buys, because I was iffy on this buy, and it retraced, and I was just like, I don't like it. And then daily time frame rejected yesterday. Scandal rejected off of this mean line. So again, another instance where I'm like, ooh, I'm not liking this buy on the 4 hour. And the weekly time frame, it called the sell down here, and it's still looking like it wants to continue falling. I don't like these magenta candles. We have the rest of the week to see how this candle plays out, but these sells, man, they're looking more and more realistic. Makes me want to potentially move my take profit on this way deeper. But we'll see what happens. If price comes in, breaks through these lows, I actually might take off my take profit and leave my position up here running to see how far I could take Bitcoin down. So same thing basically with Ripple. I actually thought Ripple was going to keep going to the upside, but I think I mentioned about this. So, I mean, I would think so, because I always talk about this 23.6%. Let me see. I talked about up there. That's a bigger time frame fib. Don't know what that fib is for. I have so many drawings on here, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I definitely gotta go through these charts. But anyways, Ripple had gone bullish from this zone. Ripple would have been a better buy opportunity at that, from the way how I see it. But then from the retracement, price came up to 71%, rejected off of it, fell. So yeah, I think Ripple is probably going to end up hitting that 81 cents very shortly. Let me get rid of that. I actually thought Ripple was going to go a little higher. I thought it was going to go like to $1 or come back up to like $1. I thought it was going to do this retracement, quite honestly. Or is it? There we go. I thought it was going to come back up to like $1.02 and then fall. But from the looks of it, again, same thing with Ripple. It looks like to me that it wants to keep falling. But I'm not going to try to get into anything at this point. I do know, though, from this bullish move that, hey, it could definitely go bullish. But I'm not trying to get into this at all. So that's for Ripple. Daily time frame has been pretty bearish on it as well. Weekly time frame, it's looking like it's setting up more for a sell than it ever has with Ripple. So that's something. That's one thing for sure to peep. And then, yeah, 4 hour called for the sell way down here. But I'm not trying to trade this. Everything is bearish on it. I'm good on it for now. Okay, let's go on over to Ethereum. Ethereum at this point is just consolidating. Ethereum is just consolidating at this point. And same thing, guys. I like the way how this played out even. So let's just say from that high to this low, the retracement up to the 61.8, then dropped, basically hit my take profit too, or where I would take all my profits at. But like, you know, Ethereum at this point, I'm not trying to sell. I'm not trying to buy it. Although I do see these equal highs, but I see these equal lows as well. And the way how these cryptos are looking, they look like they're going to sell more than they're going to buy. Just in my opinion. There might be a lot of other people that say, oh, well, this is looking like this, so it could pop from right here, which I do understand. And if it does, then hey, coming back up to the supply zone wouldn't be a bad thing, because that's something that I already want to see, right? I still already want to see from this high to this low the retracement back up to here. So if it does go bullish from here, that would be cool. That should be solid, because that's what I want to see. But overall, it's like it doesn't look that way to me. Same thing on arbitrage, 1 hour to the daily, very much bearish. Oh, this just called for a sell, actually, never mind. Daily time frame still bearish. Weekly time frame is setting up for a sell. So I mean, again, cryptos, they not looking that great to me. Alright, GBP USD. These GBPs get on my nerves, man. And again, 23.6. Always want to watch for that area, because that's where price could end up going crazy and dropping. But I thought, again, with GU, I wanted it to come up to 1.3336 from this drop, the retracement, and then go and make a lower low. But from the looks of this, it's just going to keep making lower lows. And hey, I mean, I've been saying for the past how many weeks now I wanted to see these GEPs drop. I'm so mad at GJ, and I swear if it looks like what I think it looks like right now, I'm probably gonna throw a fit. I'm just playing. But GU, yeah, it came up to this 23.6 fib. Let me go ahead and grab the top of that, because from this high to this low, the retracement is that fib zone, and then ended up dropping from it, pulled up for a retracement. That would have been a fib zone, I promise you, and then ended up crashing. This is actually a decent play. I don't know why I didn't look for this last night. I really don't know why I didn't look for this last night, because that's probably what oh my goodness. It is what it is. Don't have to try. It's because I was in GJ, and GJ was irritating me. But yeah, GU, what more can I say? I mean, I've been talking about this. I've been talking about GU, so it's like, $260 pips from this sell. I mean, this was a perfect break, retest, continuation sell on GU. Like, stop loss that break even. Don't have to worry about your you getting stopped out. And I want to see this continue falling. Like, this whole buying over here, that's what probably had me wanting to get the retracement a little bit more. But at this point, it's just bye-bye. So yeah, GU, I expect this to continue falling. Going over to GA. Ooh, GA's falling too? Wow. Does that mean that AU's flying? Not flying, I would say, but wow. Well, there you go. There you have it. Finally, we have where GA wants to actually flow with the other GBPs. Looks like it wants to keep falling. And you know, I had this drawn up, and it's playing out now. I just hate how long GA does take, but I had drawn this out from this buy to the sell. I don't think I've changed this at all. And you know, I want to see GA continue falling to the downside. I wish I would have gotten a better entry, like up here. And I do know that I tried to sell GA over here, and then I got stopped out, and then price ended up falling like this. It's so funny, but that's just how trading goes sometimes, right? But yeah, GA continue to the downside. That's what I'm expecting it to do. And I would have to wait for a retracement of some sort after it falls hard before I try to get into anything else, because I'm pretty sure there's nothing over here for me. This sell ended up playing out, never called for a buy, although it it didn't play out like I would have wanted it to. I think I actually got into a sell from here, and then I ended up taking like my profits and saying, all right, I'm done with it. Daily time frame, yeah, daily time frame. I had mentioned that it was gonna retrace and then continuation to the downside. So yeah, it's just I gave multiple opportunities. I have had multiple opportunities to try to sell this, and I didn't take any of them for whatever reason, and it is what it is. I had other trades. Like that's another thing, guys. You can trade as many of these pairs as I do, because I know that, oh, it's cool that you can give me any pair and I can mark it up, like literally any pair. But it still brings you more opportunities to lose. So you have to be kind of picky and choosy with what you pick. So it's okay that I didn't get into this. But this guy, this irked me so hard. So this sell that I was in on GJ, from right down here at this I had, and this is so funny because it happened literally with GJ with me previously, that I had gone into 2 trades, except the other one I was in the same position, and it ended up wicking me out of the trade, and then right after dropping. Like, so I'm just like, oh my goodness, GJ, you're gonna do the same thing. And you know, that's now something that I have to be paying attention to, that, oh, okay, I can't be doing stuff like this. If I'm gonna have a stop loss, let me just put the stop loss how I have it with this stop loss up here above this high. So GJ, I had mentioned I was getting into this, so this one was an L, so that was like, I think this was actually 1.2% of my account that I just lost right there with that trade. But then I have this trade that's running, and I expect it to actually flourish pretty nicely. And you know, I had other trades running, so they were able to recoup the losses from my previous trade. Like EG was bona fide, was a bona fide killer. But yeah, so GJ, with this drop right here, with this huge drop, I mean, from where it's at right now, it could retrace definitely, but I wouldn't try to sell this. I mean, I wouldn't try to buy this right here, personally, unless I start to see some more consolidating. And also the way how GEU looks, yeah, I'd expect that thing to keep falling. So I wouldn't try to buy GJ. I would definitely sell it, even with the daily wick, the way how that looks. If this wick closes, I mean, if this candle closes like this, then I definitely, yeah, is what I would want to see. And yeah, so I'm still in this sell. And let's see what happens with GJ. And last but not least, wait, no, before I go to last but not least, let me go on over to arbitrage. Weekly time frame. I was so concerned about this candle because I'm like, yo, yesterday it was not looking good for this potential sell that GJ is gonna make on the weekly arbitrage, right? And once this sell calls, I'm probably gonna I'm not gonna get into a position trade with GJ, not yet at least. I'd have to wait. Even the daily time frame, this looked so terrible, but I wasn't gonna try to get traded or anything like that. 4-hour time frame, ended up doing that fake move to the upside, but I definitely do think that this is gonna continue falling. And 1-hour time frame, I mean, yeah, this was another reason why I was like, this is gonna fall. Price ended up going bullish, and I'm like, yo, what is this? So, but yeah, GJ ultimately, again, just like with GU and the other GPs, I want them to keep falling, which brings me to EG. This is skyrocketing. So I had been talking about this, like, oh, I want a price to come to 0.85335, and then that's where I'm going to be looking for buy opportunities. And I had even shared this in some groups that, oh, I'm getting into this buy. And so yeah, I definitely want to see EG continue to make higher highs. And this is from the swing opportunity, where price it came down to these lows and then pushed up. So even if you want to extend your take profit, because I think I might do that, but just with the small position, just so that I stay out of the trade, I might extend my take profit to 87.165. But over here at 150 pips is more than enough. Like pips don't even matter. You guys know I stay saying that. Pips don't matter. It's all about the risk. But yeah, EG was one of those trades. EG, Bitcoin, EU, they were the ones that were able to help me recoup from my GBP, JPY losses pretty fast. And I'm still in these trades. So, yeah, this is a pretty solid move. What was the stop loss again? I think it was 37. Let me go back and see. There you go. Yeah, 37 pip stop loss. I want to see what how much it has gone up for the risk to reward. So 63, 37. So almost a 1 to 2. It's almost moved 1 to 2 for a risk to reward ratio, right? So I expect this to continue going bullish. 1 hour time frame just called for a buy, although I would not have traded this time frame. 4 hour time frame, I would not have traded this time frame either. But bullish engulfing on the 4 hour. Daily time frame, I was definitely not even trying to trade off of arbitrage, quite honestly. I still want to see this on the weekly for me to then be like, okay, bullish, retracement, continuation, yes. So that's what I'm looking for on EG. So with that being said, is there any other questions? Does anybody want me to take a look at anything else? If anybody wants to take a look, I can wait a couple more minutes and then I'll hop off. Let me see what these pairs are looking like. Nothing else? Alright. I'm not seeing anything in the chat, so I'm assuming that everybody's chilling. Ooh, GU falling still. Yeah, these GEPs are gone. Alright guys, well if that's the case, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for hopping on. Again, don't forget, leave a like, subscribe. If you gain some value from this, comment in the comment section. If there's things that you agree with that I said, if there's things that you don't agree with, I'm always open up for open dialogue and stuff like that. And so with that being said, I'm out of here.